Good morning, everybody. This is Sports Universal, and I'm Ty.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be going over another themed video and feeling Fantastic Friday. This is a counter to our Trash Talking Thursday video that we did over the New England Patriots. So today we are going to be talking wonders about the New England Patriots. So all Pats fans out there, this video is for you.
And remember, before we do start this video, you guys, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Make sure to let us know anything you guys like, any opinions you got, any teams you want us to do over any sport these theme days. We always like to hear your opinions because that helps us have ideas of what you guys want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Without your opinions, it's kind of hard to see what you guys would like to watch because we'll do it over any team, any sport. I don't care what sport it is. It could be cheerleading.
Also, as we previously mentioned, Instagram and our Facebook, it's a wonderful way for us to communicate with y'all so we can hear your suggestions and to keep you updated on all that happens on as many sports as possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, because that's the way, if you guys don't have a chance to watch our videos, that's the way to do it right there to keep you updated. Because we're going to put the links and stuff. We're going to tell you when we do have videos, because if you miss our videos, like sometimes we will live stream, but if you don't know when we upload, that's why you subscribe and turn your notifications on, because then we can update you there. But if you don't know how to do that, make sure to go to our Facebook, Sports Universal or Sports Universal Insta, so you can get updated on that. And we also do post the latest news on trades, signings, all that stuff on those channels, because we don't always get to them in the video. So that's what we'll do on those pages for you guys. Make sure to like those, and that's another way you can put what you want to see on those videos for us.
Okay, and to get to the topic of the video, like I said, it's feeling Fantastic Friday, so that means we're going to be talking good about the Patriots, and to start off, the most important position in some people's eyes, the quarterback. Currently, you have Tom Brady, one of the greatest passers of all time. Some call him the GOAT, some call him next to the GOAT, but either way, proven quarterback. He's going to play for the 2018 season, so he will hopefully help the Patriots lead to another playoff push.
And as a first ballot Hall of Famer, got drafted 197, has proven everybody who did not draft him very wrong. So, with that, they did also draft a quarterback who will be the future and draft. So, with that, drafting a quarterback for the future, because Brian Hoyer, even if you're a Patriots fan, he is not the future of the team. He is not going to be around much longer than Tom Brady is, and he's not going to produce like Tom Brady has or the future. And so with that, you got to hope that you can protect the next upcoming quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to be the future of that team. Brian Hoyer is not the future of the team.
He's just a Band-Aid.
He really is. He's there in case Tom Brady gets injured.
Yeah. And next after that, we can go back to the running back section. And if you watched our last video, we did talk about there wasn't a lot of depth, but they did take Jeremy Hill. And we did talk about a little bit of his productivity issues, but every rose does have its thorn. His is productivity at times. When Jeremy Hill is at his best, he is a very solid runner and gets the job done. And hopefully with the New England Patriots, he will be able to produce and give whoever quarterback is there a good running game to help relieve pressure.
Well, I mean, if you've seen any good offense stuff, it's kind of like you have to have a good running game to really relieve the pressure off the receivers, tight ends, and your quarterback, and the offensive line even. So it kind of helps in the long run if you have a productive running game.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to have that to really have a stable or solid offense. If you play in high school, the collegiate level, or the professional level, you have to have a decent running game, or you will succeed.
An offense is you can cut it down right through the middle. Quarterback in the passing game and running back in the running game. They are both vital. Some teams value one more. Patriots commonly passing more, but still, running games can help the passing game. Some people don't think it like that, but it really can.
It does. It relieves so much pressure. Like, an example is Matthew Stafford. He hasn't had a solid running game in his tender in Detroit. And with that, he hasn't won any playoff games. He's made it to the playoffs, but hasn't been able to take advantage of those times in the playoffs. So the fact is you have to understand without a solid running game, that's what happens.
Yeah.
He is a good quarterback himself, but it is a lot to do by yourself.
Yes.
And the reason he got paid so much is not like people argue, okay, he never won a playoff game. It's because he had no running game. That's why the Patriots need to work on the running game, because then they're going to be a team like the Lions very soon if they don't fix that running game, and it'll be tough on Tom Brady and the future quarterback in the next upcoming seasons and the receivers.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, did you talk about their offensive line and drafting the tackle?
Well, yes. Well, no, we have not actually.
Oh, well, okay, then that is a perfect segue into the offensive line of the offense. While Nate Soldier did, in fact, was lost to free agency, the Patriots did, in fact, draft a offensive tackle to hopefully replace him. While we do not know how well he is going to be, he is a first-round prospect, he is youthful, and he has potential to become the next franchise tackle of the New England Patriots.
I mean, this thing is offensive line is one of the most vital, if not the most vital part of an offense. Then it's kind of hard to argue that picking first-round offensive line is good, especially if you don't have a good offensive line. That's the way to, kind of get to help your offense rebuild.
So, and with all hopefulness, there will be a solid offensive tackle, and the rest of the line is not at its worst condition. The offensive line shall do very good, and it hopefully complement that with Jeremy Hill. The offensive line might be a serious threat, and the offense might get some new life in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to have an offensive line.
Oh yeah,
a good offense. I mean, there's so many teams that struggle with offensive line. You can flip them around no matter what way, but drafting in the first round an offensive lineman is a smart idea, because it'll in the long run it helps you. It helps your offense, helps your running game, it helps your receiving.
Oh yeah, and now we're going to talk about the receiving corps of the New England Patriots, starting off with the tight end position. And you have Rob Gronkowski, who is coming back for another year. One of the most dominant tight ends in the whole entire NFL, even pushing on some most dominant tight ends in NFL history because of how amazing he has done in his career so far.
Yeah, I mean, injury has been a thing for him, but he's still very dominant when he's on the field. He's one of the most dominant tight ends. Because, I mean, have you ever heard the saying in professional football, either a linebacker, here's what I've always heard, is a linebacker is big enough but not quick enough. A corner or safety is quick enough but not big enough. So they can't cover over a guy like Rob Gronkowski or any good tight end.
And then you have Rob Gronkowski, which is unnatural skill set. He can control defenses, and he can just go through anyone. So he is a really powerful force. And with him on the team, the New England Patriots have a very scary receiving corps. And also on the actual receivers themselves, there is so much speed, there is so much explosiveness after the catch in slot receivers. And most teams, like the New England Patriots, have their receivers fit around that mold. They want guys who can run fast, catch the ball, and do some serious damage after receiving the ball.
Well, I mean, having a guy like Rob Gronkowski on your team opens up the passing game a lot.
Yes.
Because Rob Gronkowski can take up to two people to try to cover him, because he's so hard to cover.
And then you have a really fast guy who's going in between, makes a little catch, goes nuts. That's why players like Julian Edelman have done so well. Danny Amendola, all slot receivers per se, but they've done so well in New England because of that reason.
Exactly. Rob Gronkowski is a guy you want on your football team just for the fact that he makes your passing game a different threat that you just don't see a lot in the NFL, because he's just that good.
Yeah. And now let's go on the other side of the ball. You have the defensive line. And the interesting spot here is, while they did decline Danny Shelton and Jamal Brown, if I remember his name correctly, their defensive tackle spot, they do have Trey Flowers, the end, correct? And he is becoming a very productive end, and that opens new spots on the defensive tackles position to get more interesting results, like a pass rushing tight end, defensive tackle, maybe a pure nose tackle kind of defensive tackle like Vince Wilfork was, but it opens up several possibilities on what the future can be.
I mean, if you don't think like defensive line is important, then it's kind of crazy. I mean, listen, yes, they did decline Danny Shelton, and there is an option, 5th-year option for his contract. But the thing is that just opens up free agency still and trading, and there's multiple ways you can go about fixing that.
And we need to, and if you're thinking we're contradicting ourselves, like I said, there is a rose to every thorn, there is a thorn to every rose. You can take it as, yes, they did decline him, but that's simply because they didn't think he was producing enough for the Patriots. And like any other team, if a player isn't producing or meeting your standards, you get rid of him to hopefully open up for the next year or the next generation of said player.
Yeah, well, why pay someone if they're not productive? Like when you can go and you can pay someone cheaper to maybe they won't be as good.
Yeah.
But with what you're paying them to do what that job that they're doing is a role player until the draft is coming up. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah,
like
and they're also saving so much cap room by not signing these players. So whenever free agency happens, the Patriots will be able to sweep up and take almost anyone they want because
they kind of get their player they really have been wanting when the market hits, and then boom.
So this is like planning for the future to come.
Because the thing is why would you? Danny Shelton hasn't produced like everyone thought he was coming out of college and being as strong as he is, setting the record for bench press, like you were saying last video. You would have thought that would have done so much for him because he's strong.
Yes.
Danny Shelton's probably is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, defensive tackle in the NFL. So everyone thought that strength had to be great, but explosiveness is a big thing. Even with the strength, you get blown off the line, you're out of the play, and it's really bad. That's the thing.
Maybe in the future, Danny Shelton will find a team where he will flourish with, but at the moment, it was not the New England Patriots, and the Patriots are going to be saving a lot of money with that pick. So if we continue, let's look at the secondary and to focus on cornerback. While you did lose Malcolm Butler, you did figure out that Stephon Gilmore can handle the starting role potentially. And you also have Jason McCourtney as a backup to hopefully be stable enough to hold that second string cornerback position.
Easily. I mean, yes, it's kind of hard to look at it and lose your best corner, Malcolm Butler. But, it's not a lot of depth, but you got a couple of people who can fill those roles.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Steven. Isn't Ronald Darby also on the team? Or was he still on the Bills? I believe he is on the Patriots indeed.
Well, let me see.
If I remember correctly, and Steven's going to fact check me on this, Ronald Darby was a very, very good player on the Bills, and he has so much speed to go with him. And we're about to check if I'm right or if I'm just spurting nonsense out of my mouth.
I think you're correct.
Yes.
Let me see. Ronald Darby plays for the Eagles.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the because I get Stephon Gilmore and Ronald Darby. But even on the issue of Ronald Darby and corners, Stephon Gilmore, we figured out because of the lack of Malcolm Butler that Stephon Gilmore is a true cornerback to be scared with. And Jason McCourtney has proved he can be stable enough. My apologies again for getting a player confused on the team. I try my best to. Your thoughts on the cornerback position?
Not really. I think we kind of covered it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And on the safety position, you have Patrick Chung, who is doing very good where he's going right now. And there's youth. There's and sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit, but the safety position is not in dire need. You have Patrick Chung, who's holding that down. So the secondary, while a little bit young, and on the other end, while a little bit older, it will do fine next season.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Sorry about the inconvenience. I just had to figure out some issues that were happening but everything will be perfectly fine. On the next group on the defense, we are going to be talking about the linebacker core, and very good news that the Patriots have drafted a tight end and traded for a tight end with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the linebacker core, if you lose James Harrison, you know, he's great, man. One of the best linebackers ever played. He was an undrafted free agent when he got signed. If you don't think he's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer, up still with a Super Bowl championship against the Arizona Cardinals. That's hard to replace. It was only, 1 year with the Patriots, but he still made an impact on the team. So drafting that linebacker really, it kind of helps this team. Because finally the Patriots getting youthful. They're cutting out pieces they don't need. They're trying to go young and make sure they have the right pieces to fit their defense and their offense. And the linebacker drafting him, was a perfect fit for their defense.
They're trying to set up for the future so they can hopefully trade for a star linebacker that they think is fit, maybe draft one in the first round next year. They're just trying to figure this out. But that leads us into their front office with Bill Belichick, one of the greatest head coaches of all time. He knows what to do. He knows how he's going to do it, and he's very, very smart on how he, one, calls the actual game, and two, how he runs his team.
Right. I mean, you listen. Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches to ever play. He's out there with Tom Landry and
John Madden.
Let me see. Vince Lombardi. He's up there with some of the top head coaches ever, you know. And the fact of the matter is he's done something for that team. Before he was there, you know, he's coaching in Cleveland. And the thing is he's so good. It's so hard to find a coach like him. The comparison I have for Bill Belichick is Greg Popovich of the Spurs in the NBA. Like, he is the best head coach to be in the NFL in the past almost 2 decades. So if you don't think he's one of the best head coaches, it's kind of crazy because he is.
And basically, to sum it up, your front office does an amazing job, be it from Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft. Your offense is a powerhouse when it's healthy, and it's something that can tear NFL defenses to shreds when it's all healthy, and for the most part it is. Your defense, it's cutting out the fat that it doesn't need anymore, and it's trying to get youth, and it's trying to find what works, what doesn't. Its secondary is going to be fine. The defensive line is going to have a wonderful future whenever they figure out what they would like. Linebacker core is having youth, so it's figuring out what it likes as well. And the Patriots are going to be absolutely fine in the future.
Easily.
There's so many good pieces. And to basically wrap it up, Patriots are doing fine. They are better off than most teams in the NFL at the moment. And they will do absolutely fine in the future.
All right, guys. As always, I'm Steven.
I'm Ty.
And below, like, subscribe, comment, anything you want us to talk about, videos you want us to talk about, and for the next Thursday, next Friday, tell us what team.
Yeah.
It can be any sport. Let us know what team you want us to go over, and we will check it out, and we will do we will figure out a poll over who you guys want to do. So thank you guys for your support. We love you guys as always. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And peace out, you guys. Thank you guys.
Peace out.